For the handstand push-up, we're going to be going against the wall, so this is not going to be an unassisted variation of the handstand push-up. But I want you to keep a couple things in mind. One, setup is so important. When you're upside down, it's really hard to get readjusted, so take the time to get up into a good starting position. I break that down a little bit more in the handstand hold video, which you can also check out. So the two things similar to that video, we need to keep everything in line from our wrists, elbows, and shoulders to our torso, hips, knees, and ankles. We also need to continue to create tension throughout the movement. We don't want to let our legs just kind of hang out and do whatever. We want to keep the legs squeezed together, point the toes, squeeze the glutes, lock the hips in place, brace at the abs, and grip that floor nice and tight with our hands. So we're going to begin with our hands flat and our fingers spread out, giving us a nice wide base. Once we kick up, I'll explain a little bit more. To get in a good starting position, like I said, you can check out that other video on the handstand hold. I highly recommend doing it from the floor. We're going to begin about a foot away from that wall. You can adjust either closer to the wall or further back as needed. If you get too far away from the wall, there's a potential to create too much of an arch with your back, which we want to avoid because it just sends all the forces in the wrong area. So we want to keep them in a good position. So about a foot away from the wall, hands are going to be shoulder width apart. Palms are going to be flat, fingers are going to be spread out. We're going to have our biceps forward just like we do for our push-up, okay? From here, I'm going to begin with my dominant foot back. That's my right foot. I'm going to kick that foot up and point the toes straight up. Bring the legs together with the arms extended, and I'm going to squeeze my glutes. From here, I'm going to keep my head nice and neutral. Instead of looking down, I'm going to lower myself back down to the ground, touch the head, and drive through. Again, keeping all that tension, squeezing the glutes, squeezing the legs together, point the toes. We want to avoid having everything just kind of out here loosey-goosey. Okay, we don't want to arch the back, so I'm not going to look down and extend my neck because the rest of our body tends to follow where the head and neck go. Instead, I'm going to keep everything up nice and tight. When I come down, I'm going to lower myself under control, bringing that foot down. This is definitely one of those movements where if you start to feel shaky or out of control, you don't want to try to rep out those last few because you can't just dump it like you could a dumbbell or a barbell or anything like that. Sometimes when your arms give out, they give out and their head's going flat on the ground. You can do what you will with your head, but like I said, if you've ever been to a rodeo, when they wrap that calf, they rope the calf around the neck and they pull that rope, that lasso down to the ground. The calf's going to follow wherever its head goes. Very similarly, wherever your head's looking, the rest of your body's going to start to arch. You're going to throw off all the mechanics of the movement. So be as efficient as possible. You can also feel free to move the hands out wider or closer as you see fit. This is just a good standard position to begin with, and then make your changes from there. But that's how you do the handstand push-up.